Valencia. I'd also like to thank our reserve corporate seating sponsors, Baker Barrios, Career Source of Central Florida Hotel and Lodging Association, Disney, the Dr. Phillips Center, eSpaces, JP Morgan Chase, Lowndes, Orlando Economic Partnership, Outfront Media, Skanska, Thornton Park District, TLC Engineering, Turner Construction Company, and the University of Central Florida. And a very special thank you to our presenting sponsor, OUC, the reliable one. Thank you for not only your partnership, but a sincere thank you for your recovery efforts during Hurricane Milton. It is now my pleasure to introduce Linda Ferroni, Chief Customer and Marketing Officer of the Orlando Utilities Commission. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Jill. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this event on behalf of OUC, the Reliable One. Thank you for hosting DOP. I have to say, after last week's hurricane, it sure is great to be in this room with all of you today. During Milton, early Thursday morning, OUC had more than 89,000 customers without power. It brings me great pride to share that by Saturday night, OUC had power fully restored to all of those customers. Thank you very much for the acknowledgement. The dedicated work of OUC's line technicians, assisted by additional crews from as far away as Michigan, Missouri, and even California, helped the community get the lights back on. It certainly takes all hands on deck, and I'd like to congratulate the city, the county, and all the community partners here in this room for their work helping to Central Florida to recover so quickly. So let's take a moment and recognize the hometown heroes in this room here today that helped Orlando weather the storm. It takes a village and hard work and a job well done. We're fortunate that Orlando fared better than predicted, and our thoughts are with those communities that are facing a longer recovery. Last week's storm is certainly a reminder of the strength of our community's collaboration. Collectively, we're focused on making downtown a destination, a place where businesses thrive and visitors and residents alike enjoy dining, entertainment, and all the community events that we have to offer. We're in the midst of an exciting and ongoing transformation in downtown Orlando, and as your hometown utility, we're very proud to be part of it. Our commitment starts with providing reliable, affordable, and resilient electric and water services, while also striving to provide innovative solutions to help improve the lives of those that we serve. For example, OUC's Recharge e-mobility hub is located just blocks away at Robinson Street and I-4. This hub with 21 high-speed EV charging ports has been a game changer for EV owners who live, drive through, and visit downtown. Our chilled water service is for air conditioning systems, keep things cool, right here at Kia Center, City Hall, Truist Plaza, and so many other buildings around Central Florida. There's no question that art helps to make our downtown and our city more vibrant. That's why OUC recently partnered with United Arts of Central Florida for the Spark the Arts initiative by sponsoring a local artist whose inspiring and sustainable work is exhibited at the Bank of America building right along the sidewalk, along with 3 other local artists. By providing access to high-quality art, this initiative gives folks yet another reason to visit, stroll around, dine out, and enjoy the city beautiful. At OUC, we're very proud to be part of the ongoing evolution of downtown Orlando, and we look forward to continuing to shape the future together. Next, I'd like to introduce David Barilla. I know I saw him out there somewhere. Oh, there he is. He's right there. David Barilla, the Executive Director of the Downtown Development Board and Community Redevelopment Agency. Thank you.
All right, right, thank you, Linda, and good afternoon, DTO. All right, that was good, a little more. I'm happy to be here, and I hope you are too. Good afternoon, DTO. There we go. So my name is David Barilla, and I have the good fortune to be the Executive Director of the Downtown Development Board and Community Redevelopment Agency. And I just gotta say, I know Linda just mentioned this, but there was a moment last week where we didn't know if we could be here right now. We didn't know if we would be putting downtown back together. But we're here. We're here because so many people, both public and private, mobilized not only to prepare downtown, but also to restore it. So can we get one more round of applause for all the people that made this possible today? Thank you. So you know, it's these moments when we're all here together that you really feel the heartbeat of DTO, the heartbeat of resilience, the heartbeat of innovation, the heartbeat of opportunity, the heartbeat of collaboration that defines our community like nowhere else. This year, we saw DTO's collaboration in full bloom. We saw DTO become a canvas of creativity with an unprecedented partnership with United Arts, the Downtown Art District, the Downtown Development Board, and Creative City Project that brought us DTO Live, that not only brought art activations that beautified our streets, but also brought us together to connect as a community. We saw DTO become an oasis of opportunity with re-energized economic incentives that brought us new global headquarters like Travel and Leisure, new restaurants like Blue Wave Sushi, and yes, even some new retail like Limitless Jewelers. Yo, if I had $1 every time somebody asked me for more retail in downtown, first round be on me or something, y'all, I don't know. We saw downtown become a venue of vision with every living mayor and a united city council come together to support and underscore a true defining moment in DTO's history. With our strategic acquisitions that enable us to reshape our downtown into a vibrant, inclusive, and accessible city center that the front page of the Orlando Sentinel called the Downtown of the Future. It is that unified vigor that defines the collaboration, that defines DTO, and that, my friends, is not easy to replicate. It takes time, it takes endurance, it takes leadership. But most of all, it takes you. Every person in this room, whether it is your first state of downtown or your 10th, you are the heart that allows DTO to thrive. And it is my privilege to be a part of a unified community that is constantly pushing forward. And now please turn your attention to the screens for a quick video about DTO's community.
Hey, Susie. Oh, what you watching?
Look at these reels I found on things you can do in downtown Orlando.
Oh, that's awesome. You know what? I showed it at my downtown speech. Speaking of which, we need to get going. I'm due on stage.
It is my honor to introduce a leader whose vision continues to shape the future of downtown, a leader who demonstrates our culture of collaboration, a leader, and follow me on this one, y'all, who creates the rhythm that harmonizes the beat of the heart of DTO. Please join me and put your hands together in a grand DTO welcome for the best downtown mayor in America today, Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer.
That again. That was great. Good afternoon. It's great to be here in downtown Orlando, and we're only a few days removed from Hurricane Milton. So it's more than appropriate that we thank OUC for being today's title sponsor. And I know they've got a lot of applause already, Linda, but let's give them one big round of applause for getting the power back. We also know that many parts of our community are still recovering from the storm, but by and large, Orlando was spared of the worst effects of the devastating hurricane. But other communities were not as fortunate, so our thoughts and prayers are with everyone who's struggling in the aftermath of both Milton and Helene. All right, you ready to get down to it? So our theme today is Find Yourself in Downtown. So you just saw our opening video, and in that we saw a diverse set of Central Floridians finding themselves downtown for an equally diverse set of reasons. A retired couple showing us how downtown is a playground for seniors, a family living in Paramore, a recent college graduate living and working in our urban core, a family that lives outside of Orlando making memories downtown, and sports fans taking Sunrail's train to the game to cheer on our Shield champion Orlando Pride. So this is just a sample of the people who bring our downtown to life every single day. Now, of course, finding yourself has a second, more profound meaning. It means finding your purpose and passion. It means being surprised, discovering the unexpected. It means understanding what truly matters to us. This deeper meaning of find yourself downtown is why we're here today. It's why we continue to work together to reinvent, reimagine, and reinvigorate our downtown. Now, downtowns are never static. They're always changing. But the rise of remote work accelerated that pace of change. So that is my grandson that you can hear over there. Forrest Dyer. So we've had to rethink the approach to everything from the office environment to safety to homelessness and housing to our nightlife to transportation. But the good news is, out of extraordinary challenges came extraordinary resiliency. And I want to thank everyone here today and everyone who believes as we do in the absolute necessity of having a great downtown. We started as Project DTO 2.0, and now it has become our DTO Action Plan, a shared roadmap to ensure our downtown is a place where everyone can find themselves. Today, we're going to talk about the progress we've achieved in the early stages of bringing our plan to life, and we'll also explore future phases of the plan, share some exciting images of what we're building together, and show how our plan benefits everyone in our region. So, the core vision of our DTO action plan is that we'll achieve transformational improvements by way of three big ideas. First, downtown Orlando is easy to get around in. Second, downtown Orlando is a park. And third, downtown Orlando is for everyone. And under each of these big ideas are key activities that will drive our transportation. Some are long-term structural changes. Others are already taking shape right now. So, we start with the big idea that downtown is easy to get around in. Orlando experienced its first population boom in the 60s and the 70s. And with that came I-4 and a street network designed for that era. But the one-way Orange Avenue designed to quickly drive from Colonial to South Street 50 years ago is the same Orange Avenue that today limits foot traffic and street-level business. The identity and character of our urban core has become dominated by high-speed through traffic. But times change. What people require from urban transit changes. It's long past time that we remake our streets, our sidewalks, our bike lanes, our streetscapes, our public transportation, and other assets to better serve those who live in our community today. And it's time we build a modern transit network that gives residents and businesses more opportunities to succeed. That's exactly what we're going to do as part of the DTO action plan. We're going to give people a complete spectrum of ways to move about downtown with ease, comfort, and interest in what's around them. We're going to establish a mobility network built around people-oriented streets for all the ways that people use them. Let's be clear, this is a big, long-term undertaking, but the results will fuel a higher quality of life and create economic opportunity. The first step in our transit plan is unlocking the incredible potential of Magnolia Avenue. Over the years, this prime stretch of road from South Street to the courthouse has become a pass-through area with no identity, no soul. We're going to change that in a big way. What's known as reverting one-way streets back to two-way has increased business and reduced crime in dozens of cities, big and small. We'll start by doing the same on Magnolia. Behind me on the screens, you're going to get the exclusive first look at what our new vision of Magnolia is, turning the now one-way street into a two-way road with wide, walkable sidewalks and pedestrian-friendly amenities. We'll also invest in attracting restaurant and retail options. We'll infuse the area with artistic elements and small, unique park spaces. The new Magnolia Avenue will be a destination where businesses want to be and where residents and visitors want to spend their time and money. And it'll be a place-making spine for all of downtown Orlando. It'll be our version of Park Avenue or the Magnificent Mile. Maybe we'll have a naming contest. Is the Magic Mile too obvious? Okay, that's why we actually hire professionals to come up with stuff like that. We'll also apply a similar approach to Orange Avenue from Colonial to South. Orange Avenue is our economic hub, yet the corridor has basically become a backdrop for cars that race down the street during the day and a weekend nightlife destination. These two conflicting identities have limited the potential for what could be so much more. Orange Avenue should be an embodiment of the 18-hour city. It should be an area that teems with energy and diverse crowds from morning until night. We can make that happen by taking the currently 3 lanes of southbound traffic and creating one northbound lane, one southbound lane, and a center turn lane with large distinctive mediums. We'll also reconfigure the entire street layout to allow more curbside uses such as parking, pickup and drop-off zones, outdoor dining areas, and more gathering spaces. Now, modernizing our network of roads and sidewalks and bike trails is critical, but we also must expand and modernize the transit modes of our residents and visitors. A transit planner in the 70s probably could not have imagined a rideshare app, or electric buses for that matter, but that's our reality. We must embrace transit technology like everyone uses today. That starts with expanding areas for rideshare pickup and drop-off throughout our downtown, and it's the reason behind our Ride DTO program. Ride DTO is our new on-demand ride service that will take you anywhere you want to go within downtown's borders for $1 per ride, door to door in an electric vehicle for $1. Now, we know that there are times of the year like today when strolling 4 blocks is so pleasant. We also know that there are other times it can be like walking on the surface of the sun. So Ride DTO makes navigating downtown easier than ever. And we're going to give everyone here a chance to use it too. So if you would pull out your phones, usually we don't want you to do that, but if you'll pull out your phones and turn your attention to the screens, you'll see a big QR code. You can download that Ride DTO app, and guess what? When you do that, you get 3 free rides. Okay, you're adding that up, $3. Got it, but it's still cool. You get 3 free rides. And guess what? Our new Ride DTO vehicles are right outside if you want to go check them out, but after I finish the speech. So modernizing our transit infrastructure feeds into and strengthens our second big idea, which is downtown as a park. Why are parks so important? Because people don't just love parks, they love their park. Parks create a sense of ownership and investment in a place. They're magnetic, creating reasons for people to linger for a diverse range of activities. Prioritizing urban park space is not a new concept, but the way we're doing it is new if you look at most American cities. They focused on having one large green space. Now, we do have an incredible signature park at Lake Eola, but we also want to add park space in smaller, highly creative ways with the ultimate vision of downtown Orlando as one great park composed of a network of distinctive parks. So, central to this idea is unlocking the potential of Lake Lucerne. Let's have a show of hands. How many of you pass by Lake Lucerne on a regular basis? How many of you have thought about stopping and visiting it? Of course you haven't, because there's nothing to do unless you want to admire the 408 up close. But here's the thing, Lake Lucerne is a sleeping giant. It could be and should be so much more. Lake Lucerne is a larger-than-life southern gateway into downtown Orlando, but its significance has been forgotten as it serves as a backdrop for cars zipping along Orange Avenue. So we're going to change that in a big way and transform the lakefront into a leisure destination with jogging paths, an event lawn, shade structures, a boardwalk, and of course, playgrounds. It will be an iconic, people-focused gateway and a destination park. So a short distance away, we'll apply a similar formula, to create more park space in a super creative way. We're calling it the Canopy, and I know that we've been talking about this for a very long time. Used to be called the Under Eye, but it's the 4.5 block urban oasis that we're going to build underneath I-4 beginning, this is the key part, early next year. A handful of the world's great cities have used boring infrastructure to create iconic civic spaces. Think of the Highline Park in New York, These spaces are a magnet for residents and visitors because they're authentic and they're special. They're places people love to post pictures on social media. Orlando joins this prestigious club with a canopy, the transformation of the bottom of the interstate highway into a leisure destination that fuses nature and technology. And right next to the canopy is what? Church Street. And there's a generation of Central Floridians who remember when Church Street was the place to gather, to celebrate, to make memories. Who else has had a nickel beer at Rosie O'Grady's on a Wednesday night? Okay, everybody that's over 50 years old. That's okay. If you're under 30, you don't even remember Rosie O'Grady's. But as you see on the screens, we're transforming what has become a pass-through area with no identity back into a true gathering place. We're going to turn this area into a festival street for all manner of events and make it more appealing with large shade structures and easier access to the hospitality establishments that are already there. And we'll also activate the underutilized space next to Church Street Station's Sunrail station. So close by, the new Orange Avenue will be a prime example of how we'll use flexible park space to create civic character with 30 South Orange. 30 South Orange will be a pocket park that's cozy by day, offering spaces for workers to eat lunch, but transforms into a nighttime destination. And when it comes to parks, we have a beloved, iconic destination in Lake Eola, but we can't rest on our laurels for what I believe is the best downtown park in Florida. That's why we've invested in a master planning process to expand, modernize, and upgrade the park over the next decade. We've already acquired land to create a new southwest entrance to the park. The early stages of the process will focus on upgrading the park's basic infrastructure by modernizing its bathrooms and walking paths. Parks have evolved into dynamic hubs for community engagement, activity, innovation, and for residents looking for unique experiences and a sense of place. Celebrating and shining a light on Paramore's community luminaries is at the heart of our Creative Village Park, Luminary Green. New this year, we're activating Luminary Green with a new monthly night market, a movie night, and a weekly DTO live performance. Now, when we talk about the idea that all of downtown is a park, we also believe that every inch of downtown should serve as an artistic canvas or a performance stage. Quick question. Anyone by any chance see any large, colorful birds recently? The giant pigeons of downtown Orlando from our friends at United Arts and Creative City Project certainly have people talking. And okay, some people love them, other people hated them. But here's the thing, whatever your stance on giant pigeons is, they showcase the power of art to be fun, unexpected, and had people flocking to downtown. And who would have imagined our pigeons would land us in Southern Living magazine? How about that? You don't have to love art to appreciate its value and how it adds unique character and soul to a place. Commissioner Gray. That's a private little joke between Commissioner Gray and I, that he doesn't appreciate art so much, and I have to explain to him how valuable it is to the community. But that's why we're working hard to provide opportunities to experience art and creativity every single day and in every way. Think about the Dr. Phillips Center, which celebrates, by the way, 10 years since first opening their doors. Can you believe that? It's been open 10 years now. And it's held more than 4,500 performances with something for everyone. My favorite time of year is when more than 80,000 school kids attend a performance at the Disney Theater at Steinmetz Hall, which serves as a home for our local arts groups. And now with Judson's Live, the Dr. Phillips Center is a place for musical discovery, featuring renowned artists and local rising stars from a variety of genres. One of my favorites is Nashville Nights. Whether it's DTO live musical performance over lunch, coming downtown to watch muralists paint live over the weekend, or peeking down an alleyway to see something beautiful and unexpected, we want downtown to be filled with experiences that surprise and delight, as my good friend, the late Ford Keeney, loved to say. When we talk about the idea of downtown as a park, we believe that definition also includes football fields, soccer pitches, basketball courts, or any venue for competition or events. More than a decade ago, we boldly declared that we are building a downtown that could and should host any event in the world. And today, that dream is a reality. Earlier this year, the Sports Business Journal ranked us as the #1 city for attracting and hosting events, the #1 destination in the country. And I want to thank our partners at Go Sports and Florida Citrus Sports for helping make this a reality. A key to this recognition is our ability to host multiple events at the same time. And this will be on display next month. In one weekend, we'll welcome nearly 500,000 people downtown between our venues, including the Orlando Magic, Orlando City, and Orlando Solar Bears regular season games, Justin Timberlake, the EDC Music Festival, and an Orlando Pride playoff game. So we're truly also an international destination for events. We hosted the Olympic marathon trials earlier this year and just announced that we'll once again host the Pro Bowl in February, the FIFA Club World Cup in Interco and Camping World Stadium next summer, and the NCAA Men's March Madness Games at the Kia Center in 2028. And did you know the Kia Center had its biggest year ever in 2024 with more than 250 events? Now, there's only 365 days in a year, so 250 events in 365 days is a lot of events. And maybe even more important was the diversity of those events, from, and pick out which one I went to of these, Bad Bunny to high school graduations to monster trucks, maybe, to Jelly Roll. There are reasons for everybody in our community to attend. And not to be outdone, Camping World Stadium hosted more than a dozen major events this past year, from the Rolling Stones to international soccer matches to Pink later this year. And while these venues attract people from around the world, at the core, they are here to serve our local community. And we witnessed this just last week during Hurricane Milton. Camping World Stadium served as a location for sandbag distribution. The Fuel Truck Center for the state's Emergency Management Department, and with 2 days' notice, we were able to host the University of South Florida football game because their home field was unusable. And I'm proud that we filled more than 30,000 sandbags in just a day and a half at Camping World Stadium. And the Weather Channel even commented that the city's sandbag operation was the best that they've ever seen. Who knew that we would get national recognition for sandbag operations? And while we're speaking of venues, I want to acknowledge that no one knows how important our venues are more than Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings. Mayor, would you stand up and let us thank you? Mayor Demings and the Orange County Commission have been tremendous partners in helping to create the venues and to strengthen the venues. Mayor Demings is here today, and we want to thank him for his leadership and partnership when it comes to investing in our venues and our downtown as a sports and entertainment destination. So that brings us to the third big idea. Downtown is for everyone. Everyone who calls Central Florida home, everyone who visits, everyone who works here or operates a business here. And it's important that we understand how our first two big ideas flow into and strengthen our third big idea. We as we modernize transit, when we transform our urban core into a giant park and living campus, we are creating a downtown for everyone. And why does this matter? We think about it through the lens of downtown's function as an economic engine and employment hub. For decades, downtown economies revolved around the demand for office space. And yet, in a blink of an eye, our urban economy has shifted to one now focused on a demand for non-conventional offices and residential buildings that offer a total lifestyle and not merely a workplace. Developers and employers tell us discussions about floor plans and office space have been replaced with conversations about dog parks and where workers can go for exercise and happy hours. Developers and employers are talking about, you guessed it, art, parks, and rideshare pickups. If you want to see what this evolution looks like in real time, it's the Westcourt district that's taking shape right across the street. Westcourt is more than a development. It's a destination that will bring new businesses and amenities to downtown, including a Kimpton Hotel, a residential tower, a dog park, outdoor beer hall, 12-story office tower, and ground floor retail spaces. Its developer says its public spaces will be programmed to foster important social connections. Westcourt will offer events throughout the day, such as early morning yoga classes and movie nights that create a vibrant community. A constant stream of activity for residents, workers, and visitors will complement major live entertainment and sporting events. And we are proud to share with you that Live Nation will operate Westcourt's 3,500-seat entertainment venue. This is a big deal. Live Nation is the leading live entertainment company and recognizes the energy and growth that's happening right here in our downtown. This venue will be important as an anchor for the sports and entertainment district. The venue will also host a wide range of events, including concerts, comedy, community events, corporate meetings, special events, and much more. Thanks to Live Nation, residents and visitors will be able to see today's top touring artists right here in downtown Orlando. And perhaps more important, Live Nation's investment in DTO is a show of confidence and validation in the strength of our downtown. So, as we all know, investment brings more investment. Attention brings more attention. This venue further contributes to DTO's brand as a diverse entertainment destination. And we believe this is another important step in crafting DTO's brand as a premier entertainment destination. This evolving demand for a total lifestyle as opposed to just office space is why we're being aggressive in our effort to attract and grow ground floor businesses that activate our streets and provide amenities for everyone. When it comes to downtown's foodie scene, there's no denying it's diverse and on the rise with new restaurants from German cuisine to Bao to Sushi Saint, which quickly earned a spot on Michelin Guide's recommended list. And we've amended our incentive programs to attract the types of restaurants and retail businesses that we know you want. This includes Sparrow, the newest restaurant concept from the Good Salt Restaurant Group that will open in the North Quarter next year. And I'd like to recognize Jason and Sue Chin for their continued investment, which now includes a total of 5 restaurants, 3 of which are in downtown. So Susie and I can't wait to try your new offerings because your restaurants like the Monroe and Reyes are some of our favorites. So, did everybody know that the number of residents in downtown Orlando has increased by more than 60% in the past 2 decades? As we continue to build a premier urban neighborhood, we want to make sure we have housing for everyone, for all ages and all stages of life and at all incomes. And that's why we're working with our partners to add market rate units for professionals at the Society and MAA Robinson. That's why we've worked to add and preserve affordable housing and attainable housing units at the Beacon at Creative Village and Kinneret Senior Tower. And that's why we've created opportunities for those who want to pursue home ownership through the creation of 19 new single-family homes in Paramore. Having a downtown for everyone means we also care for everyone. That includes those experiencing homelessness. Through Accelerate Orlando, the city continues to leverage $58 million in federal ARPA funds to further our efforts to reduce homelessness. It's part of our shared initiative to reduce the number of unsheltered residents on our streets by 50% by 2027. So in addition to our existing HOPE team and Downtown Ambassador program, we created 2 new teams of experts to help our unsheltered population. This includes a new city unsheltered response team, which consists of the service providers and city departments working together to proactively address encampments through a services first approach. It also includes a new Orlando Police Department Homeless Intervention Unit of specially trained officers assisted by mental health specialists. The goal of this unit is to connect the unsheltered to services they need, but also to address illegal activities such as illegal camping, aggressive panhandling, open container or drug use, and those with existing warrants for arrest. And as we look ahead, one of our community's greatest unmet needs is additional shelter space. Our existing shelters are at capacity, and sadly, many unsheltered residents have no alternative to sleeping on the streets, in encampments, or under bridges and parks. And that's why we must continue to explore all options available to address the need for additional overnight shelter space. And we call on our Central Florida partners to do the same. No one community, no one city should be responsible for providing the services for the entire region. I would like some applause there, please. When we talk about creating a downtown for everyone, it's not a risky proposition. We know this because we've done it before. We know what success looks like. Think about Paramore's Creative Village. Only a few years ago, it was an empty space. It was the old parking lot from the old arena. Today, it's a thriving, diverse, dynamic, live, work, learn, play neighborhood that is a magnet for innovative companies. In the last 5 years, 11,000 degrees have been generated from the UCF Valencia campus. Can you believe that? 11,000 degrees. FIA is now the top-ranked graduate program for video game design with a dedicated talent pipeline to electronic arts, which employs more than 1,000 people here in downtown. And here's a fun fact. 42 FIA graduates were credited with helping create EA Sports College Football 25, which generated $500 million in sales within the first 2 weeks of its launch. And also, Madden NFL was developed right here in Creative Village, and it sold more than 1 million copies in its first week. So this is a tremendous validation of the partnership between the city, EA, UCF Downtown, and Creative Village. So imagine the kind of opportunity that lies ahead for Creative Village. Okay, the sip of water was a signal that I am closing. And we want to end with a word about partnership and collaboration. You should never have a speech in Orlando or Central Florida without talking about partnership and collaboration. Everything we've discussed today is possible because of partnership. So we've got one final ask for you. Continue to be our partner. You're not going to think of this one. Continue to be our partner by helping keep downtown clean and safe. Keeping downtown clean and safe is a mission our city proudly leads, but it's also a job for all of us. And that's why today we're launching the DTO Clean and Safe app. Through the app, everyone will be able to easily report non-emergency maintenance and public safety concerns in downtown Orlando. Whether it's an overflowing trash can, graffiti on public property, a tree that needs trimming, this app allows you to quickly describe an issue, pinpoint the location, and include a photo to enhance your service request. This will allow us to quickly and efficiently take care of any areas of concern and ensure our downtown is clean and safe for everyone. And speaking of partnership, we want to recognize a few specific partners. DOP and Jill Vaughn for hosting this event every single year and the work that they do for our downtown. Our city commissioners, Commissioner Jim Gray, stand up, Commissioner. Tony Ortiz, Robert Stewart, Patty Sheehan, Shan Rose, and Commissioner Bakari Burns. You are the best partners any mayor anywhere could ever ask for. Members of our city family, they work for you, they work for us, they work for our residents, and their work is vital. The way you do it is awe-inspiring. It's an honor to work alongside you every single day. Let's give our city employees a big hand. I'd like to thank my wife, Susie, for her enduring love and support. Susie, would you stand up? My two sons, Trey and Drew. And it looks like our daughter-in-law, Hannah, and Forrest have escaped to the side room, but they'll be here for cocktails afterwards. In fact, the first round is on Forrest. All right, so I know this has been a lengthy set of remarks. It's longer than I usually talk, and it's not because I enjoy talking, but because we want everyone to understand the magnitude and importance of what we're bringing to life through our DTO action plan. This is a big, ambitious plan that sets the stage for downtown to own the future. More important, it's a plan to ensure that our downtown is a place where everyone can find themselves. So, God bless America, God bless the city of Orlando, God bless downtown Orlando, and thank you for being here.
When you're alone.